Welcome to Tent Talk, the podcast with Nancy McCready, where we talk about life under the big tent of God's presence and the provoking process of discipleship. Here we go.
All right, in real time, it is Monday, June 1st. Welcome to the summer. I know it's not the first official day of summer, but it is the first day of June, and most people are already in that summer state of mind. I know that I am traveling today, so the following episodes will be Here We Go episodes from Austria. And so as you can see that today's title of this episode is Bits and Bobs, because I couldn't light on any one thing that I wanted to share with you today. I had many things. And so in the improper English, we might say things like odds and ends, this and that, the hustle, the bustle, the nitty gritty. But in the UK, they often say bits and bobs. And ultimately, it kind of means just various little things, just picking up this and that. And so I just wanted to share a couple of things today. And when you're preparing to travel, when you come and go, and many of you know this, you may travel for work, you may be in the transition from school to summer break, you may be in a major shift of your life, and you are wondering, how will I get all of this done? And oftentimes when which I was just a moment ago, had my big hard copy calendar out, and as it has been for most of this year, when I look at it, I say, this is not really possible. But if I buy trouble for the future and I try to imagine in this 1 minute, how will I ever be able to get all of these things done? Well, I won't. Not in this moment. In this moment, I can only take care of what's right in front of me. And if the Father is leading me into such a schedule, then I realize that the grace for that will be present when it's time to step into it. So many of you have heard me say before that I have had to learn that He's going to supply everything I need for what He is calling me to. Now, if I'm just self-assigning, if I'm just looking for things to do, or I couldn't say no to folks, that's different. But when I look through my calendar, I know that these are the comings and goings that the Father has asked, because I'm set upon doing that, and I'm set in the absolute firm belief that the very ability to do it will be present when it is time to step into it. So I don't try to feel excited about things that are 3 months away. I may be very glad about it. I might be looking forward to it, but I don't gauge if it's the will of God by how I feel at any particular moment. I simply know this is a part of what He has in the unfolding plan. Because, my friends, if now is the preparation for what is coming, then I would submit, if we think this is pressurized, we haven't seen anything yet. If we think now it's, oh, I just can't possibly, and you only do what you can do, then you're not allowing for the expansion inside of you to see what is possible. Because we won't know what's really possible until we allow Him to stretch and to show us the measure and capacity that he's put within us. Just like, here's a little bit and bob, is that this morning I was looking over the calendar, and I had previously stated, I didn't promise because I didn't want to break a promise, but I had previously said that I might consider in July being able to do another Mind of Christ intensive that would be like a part 2. It would follow up with what we just did a few days ago. But as I look at it, I say, no, that would be me requiring that of me in a very crunch time, because July is Oxford in-person gatherings. So July 5 through 11 will be Oxford, USA, right here in Texas. And then we will hop on the plane and we'll head into Poland. We'll do a cross encounter, and then we'll do Europe, Oxford, July 19 through 25. The cross encounter will be in Legnica, and I believe that will be the 16th through the 18th. And then Oxford, Europe will be the 19th through the 25th. And then I just booked flights leaving from Poland, headed into London late on the evening of July 25th, so that we can have Oxford, British Isles, which will be July 26 through August 1. And then I fly home, and we'll be home August 3rd. And as it falls right now, I don't have any major travel between August 4th and August 29th. It's like, wow, that's great. So that's a lot of Oxford Online and all the other work that we do here at NMM. So having to look and to watch is, I will not be offering a Mind of Christ intensive in July, because I looked and I realized, not that it's not the will of God to do it, but the dates would be things that I was attempting. Can I do it? Yes. I have three available days, July 1 through 3. And it's like, hold on just a minute. No, that's going to be, right, a holiday after having been gone and right before we do all of Oxford. So there are times where you will know that it's to be done, but you're still watching for the timing. But then there are things where you know that the Father says, no, this is the one. It is going to be highly intense, but I'm placing all the grace within you, because that is the time to do that. There's not an optional time if I'm going to stay in the rhythm of what he's doing. So I share this, right, these bits and bobs, because there are things that we have to see. How does this happen behind the scenes? If the only thing people see is the itinerary, they see this, they see that, right? But we don't ever allow for the real ebb and flow learning of how does one make the decisions to stay in the intensity of what the Father is doing. Because this is preparation. So I want to remind you, this is preparation for what is coming. And what is coming is not going to be just in nice and clean schedules, where there's always plenty of time to rest. He's allowing us time now in the miniature, if you will. This is the miniature. This is not the full blown. This is the prep time. We don't want to miss the preparation time. We want to be ready when he's ready. So I want to encourage you to take hold again of maybe some of the previous episodes on grace on demand, on the dangerous beauty of mature sons, to take a look back and to recognize when it is that he is giving you opportunities to stretch, because it's never going to be comfortable, let me just say. But there does begin to be the ebb and flow of his grace. And as long as you're drawing from the grace, because the grace is not magic. So we learn to put a demand, a proper demand, which he loves. He loves that we do that. A proper demand upon his ability within us. He's not going to require things that are going to break us completely down. But the real learning, the bits and bobs, right? The real learning is to put a demand upon that grace. Is there is a full supply. So I don't grit my teeth. I'm not digging in. I do have to think ahead. I do have to plan. I do have to make certain that there are days of rest, and he shows me how to do that. The work ethic of Jesus is very powerful. Jesus knows how to live in the rhythm of the Father's ability within him. Jesus knows how to lean into the Father consistently, always. And trust me, he loves to teach the sons to do that. So another bit and bob, another seemingly little thing is put into the remembrance of Psalm 17 today. And it's come to my mind and brought to remembrance as I am about to step into a whole new rhythm over the next several days as traveling throughout Austria. And I know that the very things that I'm telling you to do, not do them automatically. I again decide the rhythm is about to shift, and I want to make certain that as for me, which is what it says in the very last couple of verses of Psalm 17, it says, as for me, I will see your face. I will be satisfied in an awakening of your likeness in me. And this is so very strong. It reads best, I think, in the Amplified Classic, where it says, when I awaken, I will behold your face, and I'll be deeply satisfied in my communion with you. This is the crux of it all, the biggest bit and bob. For it may seem like a little thing, but it is not, because with God, the bits and bobs are very important. Very important. That in our comings and goings and all of our learning is, Father, to know you, to behold your face, because he says to us in Song of Solomon, I love to see your face and I love to hear your voice. All throughout the day, talking, leaning in, letting all the weights and responsibilities. How many of you in your bits and bobs over the last few days have had things happen with your adult children? You've had things happen at your house, maybe with your car. Maybe you've had communications from family members. Maybe you've had requirements put upon you. The many, many things. And if you think only upon them, they can weigh you down. But if you look away from all that would distract unto Jesus, oh, Jesus. You see, that's Hebrews 12. Because the scripture is absolutely chocked full of the remembrance of the one-on-one with him. That what he's after is that oneness. It's what Jesus prayed for. It's what he lived, and it's what he delights to pass on to you. And as I breathe in and breathe out today, I'm encouraging you to let Holy Spirit train your inner world, to train your spiritual muscles, to look away from all that would distract. And throughout this day, I will say, Father, I thank you that you're leading me. My life is not my own, it belongs to you. I don't run my world, Father. I want you to run my world. So when we go from looking at calendars to all the communications and administrations of our day with family, friends, colleagues, strangers, all that a day can hold, don't forget that when we awaken, we see him and we behold him. He will reveal himself. You don't have to make something happen. That whether you're sitting in your favorite chair having your coffee in the quiet before everyone wakes up, or if you're in the hustle and bustle and in all the bits and bobs of the day, all the various little things, whether you're picking up the bits and bobs at Tesco in the UK, or it's the odds and ends of the day, you just have a few things to tie up before you step into something big. Wherever you find yourself today, literally, let him have his way with you. Let him require of you, because if you do, I assure you, you're going to find that he has made full provision in you. You didn't know it was there yet, but when you let him stretch you, you found a full and fresh supply. I don't want us to continually tell him we can't because we opened up our calendar and it was all just too much. Father, if this is of you, and if this is you, and if 3 months from now this is you, and if 6 months from now this is you, then I know there'll be a full supply when it's time. I will not buy trouble today for things that are weeks and months away. I will say, okay, and I will draw from your grace within me. When I receive a communication from a family member and it's distressing, when I'm not quite sure how I'm going to hold a conversation with someone, I'll lean into you. So this isn't just about schedules. This is about learning the ebb and flow now, so that when it really begins to flow and hit, my friends, in the future, at depths that we can't even imagine now, we're going to know he gave us every opportunity to stretch, to enlarge, to get ready, to behold his face more, to take care of small things, big things, immediate things, things that are far off, right? That we've been given the opportunity to be able to be multi-dimensional sons, to be able to move through many, many different things. And I have a little book, as this is a bits and bobs episode. It's just unfolding as we go. I have a little book that was given to me years and years and years ago, probably 30 plus years ago. And the little book, it's a tiny little booklet called The Tyranny of the Urgent. And it's by Charles Hummel. And The Tyranny of the Urgent, I believe that it was printed in 1967. How many of you know? I think I was just like starting first grade in 1967. Some of y'all are like, 19 what? Okay. Right, but listen to this. It says, have you ever wished for a 30-hour day? Surely this extra time would relieve the tremendous pressure under which we live. Our lives leave a trail of unfinished tasks, Unanswered letters, unvisited friends, unwritten articles, and unread books haunt quiet moments when we stop to evaluate. We desperately need relief. But would a 30-hour day really solve the problem? Wouldn't we soon be just as frustrated as we are now with our 24-hour allotment? A mother's work is never finished, and neither is that of any student, teacher, minister, or anyone else we know. Nor will the passage of time help us catch up. Children grow in number and age to require more of our time. Greater experience in profession and church brings more exacting assignments. So we find ourselves working more and enjoying it less. When we stop to evaluate, we realize that our dilemma goes deeper than shortage of time. It is basically the problem of priorities. Hard work does not hurt us. We all know what it is to go full speed for long hours, totally involved in an important task. The resulting weariness is matched by a sense of achievement and joy. Not hard work, but doubt and misgiving produce anxiety as we review a month or year and become oppressed by the pile of unfinished tasks. We sense uneasily that we may have failed to do the important. The winds of other people's demands have driven us onto a reef of frustration. We confess, quite apart from our sins, we have left undone those things which we ought to have done, and we have done those things which we ought not to have done. Several years ago, an experienced cotton mill manager said to me, "Your greatest danger is letting the urgent things crowd out the important." He didn't realize how hard his maxim hit. It often returns to haunt and rebuke me by raising the critical problem of priorities. We live in constant tension between the urgent and the important. The problem is that the important task rarely must be done today or even this week. Extra hours of prayer and Bible study, a visit with that non-Christian friend, careful study of an important book, these projects can wait. But the urgent tasks call for instant action. Endless demands pressure every hour and day. A man's home is no longer his castle. It is no longer a place away from urgent tasks because the telephone breaches the walls with imperious demands. The momentary appeal of these tasks seems irresistible and important, and they devour our energy. But in the light of time's perspective, their deceptive prominence fades. With a sense of loss, we recall the important tasks pushed aside. We realize we've become slaves to the tyranny of the urgent. Now, one of my first mentors gave me this little book, and I'm sure it had to be early on, probably 1988. I probably was given this book. And it has come back to meet me oh so many times. What are the things that are truly important and those things which are urgent? They keep pressing on us. I've got to get this done. So we keep putting many important things aside. And so maybe a bit and bob for you today, right, is to consider that. As you look at calendars, as you consider certain things, to take hold and not allow things that, they've had their time, but what's the current important of preparation that the Father is saying? Let Him determine the bits and the bobs, the odds and the ends, right? That which is maybe seemingly like a little thing. Oh, I can put that aside. I'll get to that later, and then you never do. And so as I am often challenged by the Lord to come back to this, I am also passing it on to you. Just a few simple and various little things to think about today. Not one particular topic, if you will, but let us make sure that the most important of all is beholding Him and letting Him have us. So I'm going to set out into all the bits and bobs of the day and take care of those, putting a full demand upon His grace within me, and having conversations in calmness and quiet, and moving at the pace that I need to today. And I pray the same for you. Wherever you are today, whatever's happening for you today, let Him have all of you in the simple and quiet and calm of the inner world that He's cultivating. So, there you have it. And I look forward to coming to you from Austria in the days to come on our Here We Go episodes. Love you all. Until next time.
For more information on Nancy, please visit nancymccready.com or follow her on social media at NBMcCready.